like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town. So for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down.
Yeah, this is Dirty Solo. We got an ill interview tonight with She Is Hip Hop, Candace. We going in. Let's get it. Candace, you on the line. It's good.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
You already know. Now, Candace got a lot going on. Now, She Is Hip Hop. I know what it means, but what does it mean to you?
Well, She Is Hip Hop is the name that was given to me, that I embraced. Because I feel like I grew up and I came up in the era of hip hop that there was like it was a peak time, for hip hop, especially right. New York hip hop growing up in New York. So I embraced that name and rest in peace, BMX. He was one of my top five.
Peace.
Definitely
me too.
One of my top five MCs. And he gave a lot to hip hop. He gave a lot to the culture. So I just want to say, rest in peace to him. And at the same time, it's a celebration of the life of someone great. And a lot of people look at death in a way. A lot of people look at death in a way that's, it's I feel like we're exactly. That's the word I was just gonna say. We are very selfish when it comes to death.
Right.
People,
I agree.
And some people go through a lot here on earth, and it's all I can say is he's at peace now. He's in good hands.
Exactly. And what's crazy about that is, like we hip hop connoisseurs. You know what I'm saying? You, me. And he was so impactful, you know what I'm saying, that, it resonated to you, me, a lot of people. We always fault ourselves, but there's a lot of conditions that put us in these perilous things. But, he overcame it. And,
Absolutely.
He dropped a lot of jewels. And rest in peace, DMX, real talk. But, Candace, so now I see you was born in Brooklyn, because I'm a Queens native. So BQE, you know what I mean?
So, the conduit,
Yeah, the conduit, real talk, right? So now, I see you came from Fort Greene.
Yeah, born and raised.
Now, exactly. Now, there's a rich history in Fort Greene. I know that. I think they got a college out there now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we always had LIU downtown Brooklyn. I don't know about another college, but I grew up in Fort Greene and Farragut houses. For those of you that don't know that, it's downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know where it's at. It's Juniors.
So that's my area. That's where I grew up in.
Okay.
I graduated from Brooklyn Tech High School, so I'm straight Brooklyn.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I already know. Real talk. Nah, shout out to Brooklyn, man. Shout out to whole New York.
Yeah, I've been in Atlanta for 7 years now. Shout out to the A. The A is a beautiful place. It's a great place, especially for upcoming artists. Not even upcoming artists, just entrepreneurs in general. Atlanta has been good to me, but I love. Most of my family is still back home, so I love coming home and just being in the culture, in the mix of the hustle and bustle.
Real talk. Now, I see that you seasoned, you're an entrepreneur. Could you elaborate on what you're doing?
Yes. So right now I have my management company called Dream House Management Group. Under my management company, I'm working with a few artists. Shout out to Reese Scott, R&B singer, Kenny, hip hop artist Kenny Blanco. Also here in Atlanta, I'm working with a radio host, from the station Streets 945, Jasmine McBee. So shout out to her, as well as the F4 Series race car driver Jason Alder, who I just picked up. Nice. So I have a few dope clients outside of music. I started Dream House Management Group because I've been an artist for so long. I also have a background in corporate. I'm an accountant by trade, so I've always been like the business person in the family, the business person amongst my friends. So just taking those years of doing of being in the entertainment industry, the years of being in corporate, bridging the gap and helping others, take their talent to the next level, because a lot of people come to the table with just talent and either they don't have the business savvy, or then it's hard to find people you can trust to help you out with the business part of your talent.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Now, what's crazy is, like, I like your music. You got bars, right? Now, since you're welcome. So since you're in the A now, I see you didn't really change, Now, people say, you come from New York, you can't, dibble and dabble in different styles and stuff like that. Did the A influence you in any way with your up-and-coming new music or anything like that?
I would say, yeah, definitely. Before I moved to Atlanta, a lot of the artists that's out now was coming up. I thought I called it mumble rap. I'm like, I don't even know what these dudes are saying.
I agree. That's the truth.
But when I moved here, and for me being here for 6-7 years now, it's like, wow, I know every word that they're saying. I could relate, and I'm like, these dudes are adults. Because now I can understand, what they're saying. So it's just crazy how just the change in the scenery and learning a new artist. Now I definitely have a whole new respect for, that genre of music. And I say it definitely influenced me, no matter, I think no matter where you go, where you come from, once you're in a new surrounding, whether it's your content, what you're talking about,
exactly.
The accents and different vibes around you, it's going to influence, your music, your style.
Right. Yeah, it's true because look, we come from the concrete. You know how New York give it up. So it's more like, I'm not saying it's not rough, geographically everywhere else, but I mean, they more privy to the sun, and you know what I'm saying. We grew up in the concrete, and the quintessential hip hop. So you know what I'm saying. But I respect what you just said. Now,
go ahead.
Yes, you could elaborate.
No, I was gonna say, we as New Yorkers, we can adapt anywhere we go.
Real talk.
That's the beauty of us.
Real talk. Now, let's get into your background. So, I think you did a lot. You inspired gifts of writing and love and recording, and also with your like your song and the earned credits and stuff like that at college. Can you talk about your scholarship and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I won a $10,000 scholarship in a song in the Bertelsmann World of Expressions songwriting competition.
Nice.
And the $10,000 went towards, my college education, and just to be, at that age, I was a high school senior when I was awarded that scholarship, just to see where, your gifts could take you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people don't look at, they look at creative artists and stuff. They don't look at us as professionals. But to be able to go, to establish that from, a young age and see, wow, like you can really get paid off of, songwriting, doing this type of thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the Bible says that, not to get all spiritual, your gift will make room for you. And I'm a firm believer in that. So, do what you love, no matter what it is. If it feels good to you, go with it.
Right, and that's crazy because even like with the BMG, the World of Expressions songwriting contest, that's dope. That's really dope right there. Yeah. Now, let's get to your lyricism. Like, Lit caught me, because, my show is Shut 'Em Down Radio, but you went beast mode on there, you know what I mean? You went beast mode, because we ain't with that kiwi juice, that's my motto, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't dealing with the kiwi juice boss. So now, that Lit song, that song is hard. Like, who produced that, and what inspired that song?
Thank you. So, Lit is produced by the Beat Demons, this production company called the Beat Demons. And that song was just inspired by me being in a place where I feel like, you know, one, for me, I've always been an artist that's real big on substance. So it was like, you know, I'm always serious. So, you know, a couple people around me was like, make something fun. And I'm like, all right, let me try something different, you know, where I have a little more fun with it, but I'm still going to give you bars because I cannot give you bars. So
bars still matter. Thank you. Bars still matter. Whoa. Crazy out here.
So thank you for acknowledging that, you know. So and Lit was the product of that, just me kind of coming out of my comfort zone and having more fun on a record as opposed to being so serious.
Yeah, it's definitely a tight song. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you got to shut them down. I need that as the intro to the song. Word. We shutting them down out here. That kiwi juice, man. Everybody that's spitting kiwi juice, man. Step your game up. Real talk. Now,
like you said,
all
bars still matter.
Bars still matter all the time. Look, I'm a New Yorker, you know. I ain't with that kiwi juice, you know. Not even a drip come through the show. Like, you know, I put it all on Instagram and everything. Like, yo, you gotta come with some substance. Like, come on now. Now, all right, being a business owner, especially a female, how do you feel like far as, you know, the industry and, you know, you got your professionalism and you went to college. How do you feel when, like, certain people come to you? Like, say, for instance, an artist came to you, but, you know, they trying to, you know, railroad you or something like that. How do you feel? How do you see these things?
Man, I think as a woman in the industry, and I think as a woman, period, you know, we're automatically the underdog. And we have to really prove ourselves, you know, where opposed to a man, they can just say something and, you know, the word is taken. So I feel like as a female, when I enter situations, I have a lot more to prove. It's not a good feeling when you dealing with, you know, because I've been in situations, especially dealing with other male artists and people in the entertainment industry where they don't have a respect for females. They think we there as the help. As opposed to, you know, being able to give that direction, you know, but I feel like we're in a new age where, you know, you see, I'm so proud of women, period, you know, as far as, you know,
you're definitely doing your thing out here.
Owning our own businesses, you know, we just really taking over, which I think is it's a beautiful thing, but it's a long time overdue because, you know, we was doing it in the beginning in the home, you know, holding it down.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the truth. No, that's the truth.
So it's like you can't run the country, you can't run a business, you can't run a home without a woman, in my opinion.
Right.
So, you know, it sucks that we still, even knowing that fact, no matter what color or background you come from, you know, we still have so much to prove.
Yeah, that's true. Now, with your company, like currently, you know, with this COVID situation, are you doing shows? Did you do any virtual concerts? Anything of that nature?
So more on a lot of what we're doing now is virtual events. And for, you know, a few of my clients, they have to be in the field, you know, working. So we are also doing like Jazzy McBee. We actually in clubs, you know, we in locations because here in Atlanta, it's not as we've been open. I think we were one of the first states that opened up.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Everybody was beefing with y'all like, yo, why y'all clubbing out here? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be seeing the videos. Yeah. Yeah,
but so we are out and about, but still with, you know, still with our mask, still being careful. You know, so it's a mix as opposed to, and I would say that's just more as the last couple months, because really most of the last year has been, you know, virtual, and a lot of strategizing on how to make this thing work virtually, because at the end of the day, we didn't know if, you know, how long this pandemic was going to last. So a lot of businesses had to shift their marketing plan and all their plans to factor in, you know, if we doing this thing remote. And you know, to me, that's a part of being an innovator and doing good business. You can adapt in any climate and figure out how to make money in any climate. And I would shout out to all the entrepreneurs that's been selling masks, selling.
Start a business.
That came out of this pandemic, like so many entrepreneurs that put their gifts and abilities and creativity to work to make money during this time.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. Now, I see that you volunteered and you was a mentor in youth programs and Girl Scouts, Atlanta. Can you elaborate about that?
Yes. So, I'm born and raised, like I said, I'm born and raised in the hood of Brooklyn. You know, so giving back is a good. Giving back, it means a lot to me. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, that's what we're supposed to do. You know, when we reach a certain level in life, I feel like we're supposed to give back to our community. I've done a lot of mentorship working with youth. I currently also have a 501c3 foundation. We have we just did a youth event in January. Yeah, we just did a youth event, a youth summit in January for youth and young adults in entertainment and their parents.
Right.
So we had Matthew Knowles, LeVar Ball speaking. We had T.I.'s attorney. So we were basically providing the parents of kids coming up in the industry with the skills and the knowledge needed to successfully manage their children. This summer we have a few other events, youth events coming up, and I could plug my social media later, but if whoever's following me, or the website is dreamhousefoundation.org. But, you know, I believe in giving back. You know, that's just the thing that we all should do as human beings.
Yeah,
you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, especially in New York, you know, we came from the hoods and different, you know, social constructs or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have free lunch, or, you know, the youth camps, going to, you know, mentorship and stuff. I feel like that's lacking, but I really respect that you're doing that, you know, because, you know, teaching the youth from young and seeing how they're inquisitive in certain things instead of letting, you know, the media not predict, but, you know, control their life. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, these kids are too young. Remember, like when I was growing up, you know, you stay in your kid's place. Now all these kids want to be adults and be in adult business. So I respect you.
Yeah, we were outside and having fun, and just to elaborate a little bit on that, but you know, I have some things going on in Atlanta, but I have done some community outreach back home because I think it's still important to go back home, and I'm planning an initiative right now called Christmas in Brooklyn, which I want to make an annual thing where I give back to, you know, families in need in my hometown and come back home and give back. So stay tuned for that as well, for Christmas in Brooklyn.
Right. Now, when you made that transition to Atlanta, was it kind of hard, especially coming from New York? You know?
Yeah, the only thing that was hard, the only thing that was the hardest about it, I made a move out here with just myself and my daughter, so I didn't have no family out here at the time. Everybody was back home. You know, so just that was my biggest adjustment. It was like I was cool for the first 6 months, and then I got real homesick. I got real homesick, and you know, I made it through it, of course, you know, but outside of that, and then also building new contacts, you know, because I've been home. I started doing music back in '99 before there was social media. You know, performing at Club Speed, the Tunnel, you know, like so many different places.
Oh wait,
so I built a fan base.
Slow down. So wait, you performed in the Tunnel?
Yes, I performed. My manager, shout out to Elijah Wells. He's the dad of DJs Amir and Kayla, who are currently they're twin DJs that are pretty big right now. Okay. But he was my manager at the time, and he was also a promoter. So as opposed to me back then, I wasn't doing showcases. He went on a club night. He would pull me in, and I would actually have the opportunity to perform a full set at the club since he was the promoter there. So I don't even know if those clubs still exist in New York, like Speed and I'm pretty sure they don't.
They finished. Nah, they ain't rocking out how people used to rock out in New York back in the day. You know, it's different
yeah, but
now.
when that was hard because I built a fan base, but at the same time, when you build that fan base outside of pre-social media, those people are still rocking with me to this day. Like, what's up? You got new music? Because they were there, from the beginning and seeing me when I just started, in my music
laying down the groundwork.
Exactly.
Right.
Handing out flyers.
Yeah, flyers and stickers and all that stuff. Let's keep on this topic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people would say that in New Yorkers, especially artists or entrepreneurs, it's easier for us out here. How do you feel about the situation? Like a lot of people say, "Well, damn, you're near the record labels and stuff like that." Do you think that's true, or?
Heck no.
All right.
That is not true at all. It's harder for us because
I agree.
It's harder. Like, and that's the sad part because even when I was up there, people used to be like, "Well, won't you just go up to the radio station? Won't you just take your music up to the label?" It don't work like that. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be on.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Now, we're going to get to the real questions now. So, say for instance, an artist, right? They had a bag for you, right? But they was kicking that extraterrestrial Kiwi food. Would you A, take the bag, or would you decline?
Say that. Can you repeat the question? You was breaking up a little bit.
You can hear me? All right. You can hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Say, for instance, an artist came for you, and they had kiwi juice bars, right? But they had a nice bag for you. Would you A, take the bag, or would you decline?
Oh, man. As far as take the bag and me manage them?
No, not manage, like a song. Like, they're going to do a song with them.
Oh, to get on a song with them?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's even better.
I'm taking the bag and I'm a feature and I'm going to outshine them on their own record. For sure.
I respect that. Because, what's crazy is it's like, it's a different time now, right? And I mean,
it is.
I feel like, when you come from that real essence of hip-hop, like, we was talking about DMX and stuff like that, I feel like some artists get it, but some don't respect the history. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, yeah, they had their time, they washed up and all that stuff. How you feel about some situations?
Man, I mean, these new schoolers are disrespectful, period.
Yeah,
it's a different era. I still, and to each his own. I know, maybe the generations before us might have felt like we was weird and, we didn't know what music was. So I feel we might kind of, I don't know if we falling in that space, but, for me, bars still matter. Substance still matters.
They do.
Like, at the end of the day, I may rock out to some of these songs that, that's the party records, that they play in the clubs and all of that. But when I'm going through something, those songs don't pull me out. I could put on DMX flipping, and that's going to motivate me to come up out of whatever I'm going through. So I feel that this generation is lacking that substance.
Yeah, it ain't no legacy no more. Like, I feel like, you pass the baton and it's like, some of them have it. I'm not going to say everybody, but I feel like it's like only 5%. And then also, too, remember back in the days or to these present days, it was different genres of hip-hop. Now it's just, saturated with kiwi juice. And it's like, it's hard to get through.
And that's exactly... Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. We have more diversity, so you can appreciate the different genres within hip hop. But now it's everybody is, that's working. We gonna stick to this. We gonna stick to the script because that's what's working.
Right now, this is the new thing. Oh, but I'm hustling. Don't hate on them because I'm hustling. I'm getting the money. But sometimes the money ain't all good money to me because I feel like this. At the end of the day, I'm not saying we all got a part of this hip-hop culture, and I feel like it gets appropriated by certain people, right? And they take away from our culture and get past it, right? But then when you try to tell other people in our culture, like we say the rap coalition, I'll just say it like that you can't say nothing to somebody. But then you got these people over here doing that, and then you don't say nothing. So what's up with that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm with, certain things is unacceptable for me, like ghostwriting, all that stuff. To me, if you have a ghostwriter, especially, what happened?
I know. So wait a minute. So you ghostwriting for a couple of people now? What's going on?
Well, no. I'm just saying, I'm a songwriter, so I write R&B.
Right.
I don't just do hip hop. I write R&B, other genres of music.
Right.
But I'm just saying, as far as we in a generation where it's okay to, I don't know. I feel like it's, for me, if you are an artist that's a rapper specifically, if you a rapper that's getting your raps written for you. You like an actor that's on the script and you gotta play a role, but that's not really you.
That don't count. Now, you know what's funny and on that? A lot of people wrote for people, right, in the beginning. So do you think that's acceptable? Like, say for instance, an up and coming artist, right? But somebody ghostwritten, like, say for instance, like a verse for them. Do you think that's considered like ghostwriting? And then they start writing their own stuff, or how do you feel about that?
It depends on if you get caught or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Since you switched up, all right. Yeah, it depends on if you get caught or not. But if you don't get caught, and you needed help, It could have been a bad day. At the end of the day, when I look at it too, we are, we're kind of protective when it comes to hip hop culture. But at the same time, if this method of, music is taking people and giving them better lives, giving their families better lives. Like, we can't, for me, who am I to knock it?
I do agree.
Go ahead.
I do agree, but I disagree because we got a particular artist. I ain't going to say the name because we didn't pay for it. But I always thought it was Kiwi Youth, extraterrestrial. You know what I'm talking about. And that message there, that's the Kiwi Youth of the century. I thought I heard Kiwi Youth, but that right there, that's mango Kiwi Youth, papaya seeds. Like, bro, how are people even watching this? Like, and flag that. Like, where the OGs at? Like, I don't care. Like me, I don't care. Shut them down radio. So, but that right there. Like, nah, we not jacking that, bro. I don't know where he comes from. Like, I don't really care. But, like, this is what the industry is pushing. You get what I'm saying? Now, look, we all come from, not saying we all came from the inner city, but I'm just talking from our experience, like New York. We live what we was going through. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, block parties and, stuff of that nature and stuff. So we always kept it bars, and I feel like people are saturating their bars with Kiwi Youth. It's like, be creative. That's what I love hip hop for. You're being creative. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, people dumbing down their bars. So now let me ask you. And
that goes back to the comment you said. We're the OGs.
Right. Yeah.
We're the people that's and I guess they try not to come off as haters, but at the same time, it's who wants to say something, or
exactly.
But that goes back to the truth, and when I speak to people like you, it's refreshing because it's like, man, as an artist over the past few years, it's been frustrating to hear what's coming out and to know, like, this is what's selling, this is what's hot, this is what's catching. But at the same time, when I speak to somebody like you, I know it's people that's still checking for real good music.
Real lyrics.
So, and that means a lot.
Right. Now, I'm not saying you got to be super complex every time, but guys, you're saying like, yo, go,
no
slow,
cat in the hat rap.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that cat in the hat rap. Like, what is that? What is that? Now the people got one bar as a hook. Like, what? Like,
yeah, it's elementary.
I mean, look. it's elementary. Now, people say, you know, things change, especially if you get on a different level for a, you know, format of radio shows, right? I think it's so redundant. This music out here is redundancy. You know, like, I'm not even going to call out the radio show host, but I feel like everybody plays their role in their position. Everybody want to be a star. Everybody want to do this. Like, this show is about the artist talk, you know, and we're just conversing. We're just talking in depth. You know, but then you got other radio shows, you know, they got to be star, they critiquing the artist, but you should critique them in a way of, you know, from a different perspective. Like, okay, you know, I like your music, you know, you talking it, you dislike it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But just keep it 100. Like, I can't no more. Like, that's why, you know, the show, you come on the show, spitting the bars and spit that kiwi juice. You getting extradited out of here. So, you know, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because I appreciate people in your position that created a platform for artists that are like, you know, the artists that's really, really spitting. Because when you turn on the radio, every station playing the same thing. You know, it's whatever's hot. They all the songs sound the same. You know, so I appreciate you know, the people like you that's taking an extra step to create a platform for real, you know, real music, good music.
Yeah, real talk. Now you got a smorgasbord of more kiwi juice. So now it's getting to the point where, like, you know, I can't, right? You know, but, all right. So now, how many mixtapes have you put out to this present day and album?
Man, it hasn't been many. It's been about four or five.
Okay.
And as I was on, you know, that Piff and, you know, like I said before, all the social media stuff. And I was putting out mixtapes before there was either of that Piff. When we had to print up the mixtape, print the pictures on the mixtape, you know, you go down, you could actually buy mixtapes.
Before that.
Now, downtown, you could go downtown and buy the instrumentals. That's how I started. Even my father he used to buy instrumental CDs downtown Brooklyn for me to rap on and instrumental tapes. You know, so it's I did so much music, and I always say, dang, I wish, you know, I was doing social media was out back then. You know, because it's hard for, you know, certain artists, it's been an easy transition for them, but that's been one of my struggles, transitioning from that era to the era of social media, because I'm not into doing it for the gram and, you know, all that stuff. I don't like
live. Nah, I agree with you, because, look, I feel like this, right? Now, they'll say that, like me with a radio show, right? They'll be like, well, damn, dog, you need to be on live all the time. Like, for what? I mean, if it's something, like, really good, I'll be on live, like, you know, stuff of that nature. And, like, it depends what happens, you know? Like, life is different now. You can't just be jumping on your phone. You may be doing something. Or you get what I'm saying? So it's like, people can't wait for timeless music. It's like, okay, got to drop another song. Like, but damn, I just put out my mixtape. How do you feel about people that actually don't push their product right? Because I feel like a lot of artists, they'll just keep dropping mixtapes instead of working a mixtape. How do you feel about those situations?
I mean, I think it's good to keep creating, but you gotta learn something from when you push a record or push a project and it doesn't do well. I think it ain't necessarily because it was the project, nobody liked it. It's because, you know, you got the whole world as a platform. You got to figure out, you know, how to get that out there. So I think you should keep, you know, you should learn. And even if you did do another project, do something different. But to keep putting out projects and you getting 100 views or 100 downloads and you keep pushing, like figure out what your format is, you know, and that's going back to the business part of the talent. You know, people have the talent, but everybody doesn't have that business, and everybody doesn't have that person around them that knows the business or that could help them say, okay, well, let's do our research. Let's look at the different ways to market this project. Because while you're in the creation process, in the studio. The marketing and stuff is supposed to be planned as well during that same time, not once that project is done. So it's just a matter of, to me, artists not knowing. And for me, I think it's important, an important message to get to these artists is learn the business, learn marketing, learn promotion, learn. So,
spell your song right. Yeah, like,
absolutely.
A lot of times it's like, even with me, the simplest thing, like, send an email, whatever. At least have who's featured on there, that's just how they stuff, and then you hear somebody else. Like, what's going on with that? Like, who's going to take you seriously? And song quality got to be there, too. There's a lot of things. Like, people, I feel like this. People, like, certain artists are scared to invest in themselves. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real topic, because it's like me. I'm talking, this is your interview, but we just talk. Like, I feel like if you can't take 2 minutes to detail what you're sending to me, why should I listen to it? Now, I got to write all your stuff, and, like, stuff happens, but if it's a recurring thing, then, we trying to be, business. Like, we trying to, there's something going on. But, yeah, let's get back to that. But how do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Because I know maybe you went through these experiences. I don't know.
The business, and that's why, I don't know if you heard, but coming up in the industry, I always heard, like, people don't want to deal with artists. They want to speak to your manager for that reason. Because the artist I'm pretty sure a lot of what you get is just coming from the artist. It's not, the quality, the artwork, the especially today. In these times, it's no excuse for your product not to be good, for your quality, your sound quality. That was one of the biggest things for me. I've been putting out my own music since 2013, since before 2013. But 2013 officially, I created an LLC because I said, well, I'm not getting a deal. I'm not begging nobody for a deal. I need to put this music out. I'm spending money shooting videos, helping people,
and they were quality too.
Studio, graphics. I'm putting out this money. I need to create a business so I can write this off on my taxes. So I don't think artists look at it from a business aspect, and there's nobody in their corner telling them otherwise.
Yep, that's true. I agree with you fully. Definitely, I agree. Now we're gonna get into your song right here. This is Candis Headlock Freestyle. Let's get into it. Ready? Let's go. Get it down.
Blaming on monster. About to put the game in a chokehold. Snatch a crown and I'm running like I'm Flojo. They say a light skinned girl's a little loco. This is sister with a voice like Coco. This us told me they was up quite so no biggie, just kicked in the door with the fofo. Kicked in the door like the popo. See the vision of this like a GoPro. Show my ass on the track like it's go-go. Got him feeling like he caught a BOGO. If it ain't by the check, I'm a no-show. I've been writing these stuff on my dolo. Never couldn't fit it in polo. That's gonna see me out in some pollo. Oh no. This is a headlock. Nobody move, it's a deadlock. To the OGs, give me the headlock. Drippin' that switch, yeah, that red hot. Just know see it's close when that bread stop. And you see your man with that red dot. You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through, they shut it down.
Candace, I'm back. Hello?
Yep, I'm here with you.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask some series of questions right now. So now, say for instance, an artist comes to you, right? They need artist development and stuff of that nature, right? How do you feel about artists that think they know it all, or as they can't take no advice? How do you feel with them?
I don't like working with artists that are not coachable.
Right.
I don't feel like I know everything, and I think in any business relationship you get into, it's especially if an artist is bringing me on as a part of their project. For me, that's what you bringing me on for a reason, so you gotta trust me. You gotta, not that like I said, for me being an artist, my goal is never to take over anybody's take their creativity away from them. But we don't know it all. So you being coachable, being able to, accept constructive criticism, those are things that I look for in working with artists. If you know it all, go for it. Go, do your thing. You don't need me.
Real talk. I definitely agree. So right now, currently, are you dropping any projects? Because I see you deal with sports and media and all that stuff. So what's going on?
Yes. Yeah, so right now we got our young racer, 17-year-old in the F4 series, Jason. Okay. So right now it's racing season. So he has a couple of races coming up, and you can check his schedule at I'mJasonAlder.com. So we have him in the mix. We also have Jazzy McBee, and you could check her out. She's actually on the radio here in Atlanta Monday through Friday, 10 to 2. Right. But she's a born and raised Georgia peach, so she's pretty much she does a lot of events in the city, a lot of give back in the city. So right now, she has a master class going on. We also have a singles mingle mixer in July, which is going to be it's going to be an auction for a dating auction, so to speak.
Oh wow! A dating auction? That's crazy.
With the proceeds going to the foundation.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's creative right there. That's creative. That's the first.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're trying to bridge the gap too between fun, using fun and using what people already do. It's like a party with a cause to it. With the money going to kids in need, to students in need to help them with college tuition. So that's a couple of projects we got going on. As far as me, this summer I will be dropping a mixtape called One Hit Away. I'm never gonna stop doing music. My clients are my priority, but for me, music is therapy. Music is an outlet, so I'm never gonna stop. So stay tuned for One Hit Away coming this summer, 2021. SheIsHipHop.com.
Right. And definitely you should debut it on the show.
I would love to. I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to. And I'm actually going to be shooting a video for Lit soon, within the next month or two. So we're planning for that now.
Definitely. That's what's up.
Yeah, but
now,
connect with me on social media. I post everything up there. So, my latest projects, or my Dream House Management page, SheIsHipHop page. You know, when people connect with me on there, they'll know everything that I'm doing and got going on. They can stay tuned.
Okay. Well, in closing, you can give your last shout out, and give us a drop of Shut 'Em Down Radio.
All right. Well, shout out to everybody that listens in tonight. Shout out to you guys at Shut 'Em Down Radio. Shout out to my Dream House Management family, my partner Jaja. Shout out to Lucy, Reese Scott, DJ Mike Major, Cozy Boy Blanco, Jazzy McBee, the whole Dream House family. Also, I want to send my prayers up for the family of DMX. All the rappers and MCs out there, let's make sure his legacy lives on. Let's put out some good music, and that's it. Follow me on social media at SheIsHipHop.
That's what I'm talking about. One more thing. Can I have a drop for Shut 'Em Down Radio?
What's up? It's your girl Candace, a.k.a. SheIsHipHop, and you're now tuned in to Shut 'Em Down Radio. Let's go.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Candace, it's a pleasure. You're always welcome to the show, and we're going to go out with your track because we lit. We out of here, man. Shut them down radio.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit. Every time I come through, get a hater sick. I hit my cousin on the cell, I got a hit. Since I've been 30, I've been on my tip. So anybody in my way is getting hit. Don't say too much, I keep it up and never trip. Just put up watches to the sun and throwing bricks. Talking hoes, these hoes, they trying to sink my shit. Well, cause we celebrate and team up in a bit. When it's circle, you a baby hop. Oh, I'm finna perfume. You a sweat, you can't fit up in my inner circle. The funny flex, back to back. Oh, I'm finna work you. Work. Watch mommy get it. If you ain't talking money, papi, I ain't tryna hear it. I ain't gonna lie, can't deny, like my dick is gritty. They say I got that trip, and it's like fear. When I'm in town, look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it. You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town. Look for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit. Every time I come through, get a hater sick. I hit my cousin on the cell, I got a hit. Since I've been 30, I've been on my tip. So anybody in my way is getting hit. Don't say too much, I keep it up and never trip. Just put up watches to the sun and throwing bricks. Talking hoes, these hoes, they trying to sink my shit. Well, cause we celebrate and team up in a bit. When it's circle, you a baby hop. Oh, I'm finna perfume. You a sweat, you can't fit up in my inner circle. The funny flex, back to back. Oh, I'm finna work you. Work. Watch mommy get it. If you ain't talking money, papi, I ain't tryna hear it. I ain't gonna lie, can't deny, like my dick is gritty. They say I got that trip, and it's like fear. When I'm in town, look for the pic,